Welcome to my new series, also known as the Tinga Tinga Review Series, where I check up on Tinga Tinga episodes from each season. Today, I'll be talking about a Season 1 episode that started it all, also known as Why Elephant Has a Trunk. Now, I know I reviewed other videos before, but I think it's time I start an audio series, also known as where I talk out the episodes and also review them. So yeah. Also notable, I want you guys to like and subscribe to my channel. To see more of my videos, you could press on the notification button. Okay, now without further ado, how about if we start off small and then we go much bigger, okay? First, let's talk about what Tinga Tinga Tales is. Tinga Tinga Tales is an animated British series that aired from I think 2010 all the way to 2012. The series involves around monkey telling us the story of each animal from the Tinka Tinka Tales books and why they have a special thing they had, also known as how the animal got that thing. Now, to be honest, I'm a big fan of this show and I watch it a lot. Just to review some episodes, so today we're watching the episode that started it all. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. The episode starts with a title card going, and Monkey swings on the screen. I like Monkey because he's kind of funny, but I hate his jokes. The episode starts with him saying and reading the title card, Why Elephant Has a Trunk, as he says. The episode starts and begins. It starts with the monkey saying hi to the audience. No, he didn't say hi. It starts with him telling us this. You see, there was a time when Elephant had no nose. And as you might notice, there's some times where Elephant could have these bothering problems. Anyways, here's the review. He tells the bugs to buzz off his fleas. He was big, Monkey continues, and he was clumsy, of course. He then steps on Tortoise, who is his friend. He then says sorry, with Monkey saying he's very, very smelly. The screen then transitions onto the water hole, where we see the animals, I think splashing in the water. I don't know, not all the animals. They're just having fun. Anyways, Lion then says Jumbo to Elephant, with him saying hello to everyone, with them responding back. With everyone then thinking that he smells. Now, I don't want to be rude, but usually that sometimes, I don't know. I think before time, Elephant didn't notice that he smelled. So it makes sense for him to be this way. Another thing. There's been a lot of stuff I would talk about with you guys, and notably, I've done that a lot. I'm not trying to harass Elephant, but that's one way of bullying. Maybe some way, I don't know. One example of bullying is definitely from the monkeys. For example, in the episode where he enters the scene with everyone at the water hole, Monkey says, "Oh, that's Elephant, isn't it?" One monkey then says, "How did you know?" And then he said something in the air, maybe. Which is one of those bad jokes, I guess. Some of them would also tribute to why in the world he would be bullied like this. So I would count that as one type of way the monkeys are bullying. And they might do it one day in one of these episodes. Anyways, let's continue. The episode continues on with Elephant saying Jumbo monkeys, saying hi to the monkeys, and asking if he knows, if the red monkey knows how to get rid of flies. The monkey who is the narrator then says, "Tell them to buzz off." Elephant doing the same thing, but he said it doesn't work. Of course, we're back to the part where Elephant is literally getting bullied by these three. after Monkey says it was a joke. Now, to be honest, Monkey is kind of silly, but sometimes I don't like him because of his jokes. They actually sound like harassments or like bullying type. Like when Hyena, I think from one of his episodes, saying that, for example, Hippo's bottom. Now, I know I'm not trying to be fun of her, and I'm going to make a Hippo episode soon, but when he says that to Hippo, she got so angry. And yeah, I could definitely tell. Back to the episode. So then, Elephant then says he's not very smart, and of course saying one of his catchphrases, big head see, tiny brain, shaking his noggin and laughing. Then, he said he's going to have to try doing a good scrub or a bath. And he says thank you to the monkeys, leaving the water hole. Well, except that. With Lion saying that the monkeys should have told Elephant he smells. Tortoise then claims out that Elephant doesn't know how much he smells because he's got no nose, which actually makes sense. The episode continues with the monkeys again trying to be nitwits, with Crocodile getting angry. Getting angry Crocodile? Lion then says, as Crocodile gets angry, snapping at him. I'm not grumpy. Crocodile then continues and leaves off the scene, with Tickbird flying in. With her saying, he's not grumpy, he's snappy. Then continues to say snap, 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 saying it 5 times. With Lion then pointing out that someone needs to tell Elephant that he smells really smelly. And then points out to Tortoise, saying why, and him saying that he is his friend. Of course, his oldest friend. He says very well, and he said he'll tell Elephant straight away. But, here we go again with the monkeys acting like total douchebags, saying to Tortoise, will you go today or go next year? Ugh. You know, I hate when the monkeys just torment people, because that's how I would feel if someone tormented me. Ugh. And more about the monkeys. I know I shouldn't talk about them until their episode, but I feel like talking a bit about them now so I don't spoil it. So now, I think I'm going to talk about, how, before we go back to the episode, I just want to talk about how they tease people. For example, that one time when they made jokes. Now, I know how much jokes they tell. Awful ones. Horrible ones. And I assume the jokes from season 3 are much worse. Anyways, back to the thing I was talking about. I just want to talk about how the monkeys were definitely a harassment to Elephant and Tortoise. I just want to say that. By the start of the first ever episode of the series, they tease both of them. And I actually don't like that because of how much time they're spending just trying to get their way. I don't like how they do that. But anyways, I guess it's maybe because, they used to be teased, and I think maybe it was back then when Tinga Tinga was, kind of old. Or it was maybe before they came. And then when they came, I think they maybe been teased. And then they started teasing everyone. So I think it makes sense for them. You know what? It reminds me of the show called 64 Zoo Lane, which is kind of like this show, but it's not set in Africa. It's set in a zoo. A little girl named Lucy, then she lives there, and she has animal friends. 2 of them were named Giggles and Tickles, who I assume are the joke bags, which will definitely remind me of the monkeys in the Tinga Tinga Tales series, just because of how they act. Notably, they would get angry and stuff. I don't know if the monkeys do, but I guess they do. Anyways, back to the episode. Sorry I was taking so long. The episode continues Of course, with the monkeys saying a joke, with Lion getting angry. The scene then changes to Elephant trying to buzz off the fleas. Soon, it then shows Chameleon, of course, having his fun camouflaging. As you know, I like Chameleon being this Jamaican type dude, kind of like Tortoise. It's kind of like culture or something. After he eats some flies, Elephant then says hi, and then tells Chameleon how to make nasty flies go away. And then Chameleon decides to eat the bugs, of course, because some chameleons like bugs. I don't know if they do. He then says his belly's full, and he got flies up all the way to his tail. Alright, I just want to say that's absolutely crazy. Now, Elephant then says that the flies were driving him crazy. I think that's one point. Well, these flies are like stinky things, my friend, which was Chameleon saying. You have a slight problem in the waistment department. Alright. Now, I think the waistment department, I don't know if Chameleon's actually teasing him or not, but the waistment department. I think that's actually garbage. So, I think that's a type of bullying word people would say. I mean, I don't say it. I just think it's a word I would choose if the monkeys were trying to tease someone. All about Elephant in this episode, it always starts with the monkeys, of course. Let's continue on to the episode, shall we? It then continues on with Elephant saying, "Sorry, Chameleon," and he doesn't get it, saying "big head seed, tiny brain," his signature catchphrase. It then goes on to Chameleon strangely saying, "Smelly!" Okay. You literally shout out a word, smelly. What if people would have heard you? You're shouting it out loud. Someone would have heard you. It would have been the monkeys laughing and teasing Elephant. Now, I just want to say this shout out to say that I don't think you should tease people, because that would be wrong. But I would also claim out that if you just shout something out to someone in front of many people, they would have laughed. I'm just saying that. Anyways, back to the episode. He then says if it's good or bad. Chameleon then says it's pretty bad, with him saying, "Oh." And then my favorite quote of all. Chameleon then says, "No, no, 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 don't get all upset. Nothing a good scrub won't fix." I just think it's a good Jamaican type of way. Now, he said he can't reach behind his ears, and he said he has trouble touching his tail and his back. And he can't even reach his belly. "Okay," Chameleon says. Why don't you just change like me?" He then changes, and you, too, can be as fresh as a daisy. And then he says to give it a try, but it wouldn't happen. All he did was did a little fart, saying, "Excuse me." "Well, if you can't change then," he continues, "I'm all out of ideas." "Well, thank you for being so kind," says Elephant. "Nice flies, though," he then says. Now, I just want to say that moment is kind of good and sweet. And I like how he tried to help his friend, just like if he actually camouflaged. It would be really cool if I camouflage, but I don't feel like doing it. It would be really cool, though. Anyways, back to the episode. The episode continues with a bunch of zebras running away from the smell of Elephant, with him trying to buzz off the flies again. As he buzzes off flies, he then stumbles upon Tortoise, who he steps on. "Elephant!" he shouts. "Sorry, Tortoise," he then says. It then continues with them both talking. He then says, "We do got back very long time." And then just talking about how much they spend time together. Then it changed to, "Why didn't you ever tell me smell have been ever of taking a bath?" "That's brilliant," Elephant then says. "Big head seed, tiny brain," with them both laughing. The scene then transitions back to the waterhole, this time with him going back. "Uh-oh, look who's coming," said the monkeys. "Those stupid brats." With Lion saying, "Jumbo Elephant." Ooh, jumbo elephant, the monkey making a squeamish and disgusted expression. I can't shake those flies off. Then Chameleon says if it's because I smell. Then Tortoise suggested I should take a bath. So I was wondering if I could wash in your water, he then says. And then, of course, Hippo says, of course, Elephant. Come on in, the water lovely. Okay. But then, before that, Crocodile snaps at him, saying of coming in my water hole. I think you'll find it's for everyone, says Hippo, with him snapping at everyone. And then snaps back at Elephant, saying we can't go in the water. He then gets sad. Oh, come on, but I don't want to smell, he then says. Crocodile will swim up and down the river in the morning. You can have the bath tomorrow. Try and get some sleep, they then said. You know, Crocodile, he's snappy, 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 Tickbird then continues. It then goes on. The next scene then showing that it's nighttime in the water hole, with Elephant sleeping, still trying to get off the flies. But the problem is he can't sleep. I can't even blow my nose, he then says, and starts crying. Jumbo Elephant, a voice, and it's Owl. Who else would it be up this time, she said. And then she then says, concerned and worrying about Elephant. Of course, in a squeamish way. Whatever's the matter? Elephant then continues in a sad and sobbing tone. The monkeys laugh at me all the time, and Chameleon says I smell bad, and Tortoise said I would take a bath, but Crocodile won't let me. He then continues to cry. No, no, no. I know it seems bad, Elephant, but sometimes good things come from bad, Owl said. What do you mean, Owl? He said. As he then continues to try to sleep, with Owl fluttering away. What you're about to hear next is absolutely eerie. It then shows Crocodile sneaking up to Elephant in a squeamish and sneaky way, trying to grab his face. Get my nose off! Trying to get off of Crocodile. Help! I've been snapped! That's Elephant! With everyone worrying about Elephant, tries to help him and pulling him out. Hippo then says, Stop it, Crocodile! Stop it! Stop it right now! More pushing! Tickbird suggests and try to push his Elephant. What yummy! Lion says, Crocodile! With the whole people trying to push and pull Elephant's face out of Crocodile's mouth. The monkeys then start to help too. I like how the monkeys are trying to be kind. Let me stop for a second. In the beginning, they were awfully rude to Elephant and Tortoise, and how Elephant smelled. Mostly. Even Tortoise's slowness. But by the end of the episode, almost to the end, I like how they try to help their friend out, even though he smelled. The episode continues with Chameleon coming in and helping them, with Elephant's sting face getting more longer, with Tortoise saying, I'm hurrying, to help out his friend. As soon as they keep on pushing, his face finally snaps out of his mouth, with Crocodile then saying, Oh, I'll get him next time. I don't know if that's what he said. I don't think that's what he said either. But then, something remarkable happened. Elephant then says, Look at my nose. It's all wiggly. And then wiggles and jiggles his noggin, with everyone laughing. The next scene then shows the morning, and then it shows him eating the top of the mango tree. A very useful wiggly nose, he then says. And then he tries to take out the flies, and it finally works. A very useful wiggly nose indeed. He then thinks, and curiosity got him. I wonder. He then sips the water out of the water hole, and then sprays it all over his body. And what came next was a very clean Elephant. Look, I'm clean. No more smell, he then says, with everyone sniffing in a bright tone. I'm clean, with everyone laughing. Owl then says, I bet you could blow your new nose too. He then blows his nose, and it made a loud trumpet sound. With everyone giggling, I can blow my nose, he then says in a cheerful tone, with Owl now saying, Now, Elephant, what should you call your new nose? He then gets curious, and then he says, A trunk. I think I'll call it a trunk. And from now on, that's how Elephant got his nose. Monkey then says, and that's why Elephant has a trunk. And then Owl says, you see, sometimes good things do come from bad. And how did Owl know that? Well, that's a whole other story. This is when the episode ends. Of course, with the end credits. Now, to be honest, that was a very good episode, and it's a great way to start the series. But there's some things I would like to point out before I end this video, and it might be a lot. So here's the reviews of the episode. This is where we get to the review part, and I'll be saying each part. Reviews are just when after I watch the episode, I talk about what it's about, and what's in it that mostly bothers me, or indeed gets my curiosity. Let's definitely start with the monkeys. Because since I started talking about them in the beginning, I want to talk about them again. I just want to say that definitely the monkeys were the most bullying part of this episode. At the very beginning of the episode, they said that he smelled. But by then, they started noticing that they needed to help their friend since he's been bullied by them. And so that's why they helped him pull his trunk out. Second of all, I do not like the positive attitude with them definitely saying that Tortoise should go now or a year later. I noticed that the monkeys kind of have the same tribute to Tickles and Giggles. Another thing is that people would usually get bullied by high school, so it definitely makes sense for the monkeys to be in the series to maybe analyze and explain to us that they bully too. But not all people are bullies. The monkeys show that not only are they bullies, but they're also inside good friends. Sometimes they would bully and tease people a lot, but it's not always badness. In the episode when Owl says that good things come from bad, it actually does, and it does throughout the series. For example, in the episode Why Chameleon Changes Color, by almost the end of the episode, I think in the middle part, Butterfly then swoops in and then says, good things come from bad. And then she also says in her episode that poly, slowly, that good things come to those who wait. Well, I think Elephant was a bit right, because good things do come from bad. And even that moral in the episode was kind of good indeed. In the US version, I think it was likely that Monkey, by the end of the episode, told Lion all about that good things do come from bad, especially throughout. I like reviewing this episode with y'all, and it's good to review many episodes with y'all. And I like to give a big thank you to the people who definitely thought it was good. One of them being a person I used to talk to when I used to make season 3 episodes, but I decided to stop because it was much copyright. And also I decided to stop because it was too much recording and I didn't have the recorder my mom had, which was how I made those episodes. Also, those were the actual episode footages. The episode footages were lost, but don't worry, things will be fine. Well guys, thank you so much for watching my first ever entry of the Tinga Tinga Tales review. I'll be making another one tomorrow, and maybe another one later. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed today's video. And also, please like and subscribe. And yeah, thank you for watching today's Tinga Tinga review, because it's always good with the viewers like you. Come on, dance. Iba, come on, sing. Shuka, shuka, shake it.